Hello, I am Shivaji Bhaskar, Faculty of Russian at the School of Foreign Languages, IGNOU. I welcome you all to this course. Basics of Russian Communication Skills Part 1. As you know that in our previous module, we have been discussing about various nuances of the tvarichalni or the instrumental case. Now, as a pedagogical tool, we shall be using several forms of dialogues to understand the nuances of instrumental case. Let's pay attention to a few dialogues now. Anton, мне нравится твой почерк. Спасибо, Борис. Как ты научился так красиво писать? С детства я писал только карандашом. Каждый день я писал 2 страницы, а мама помогала мне писать быстро, но красиво. So in this dialogue, it is a dialogue between Anton and Boris. We are understanding few constructions of the instrumental while Anton and Boris are talking to each other. Some of the important constructions of sentences, they belong to various other cases. So now let's understand the meaning of these dialogue which happened between Anton and Boris. Anton, мне нравится твой почерк. Anton, I like your handwriting. Спасибо, Борис. Thank you, Boris. Как ты научился так красиво писать? How did you learn to write like this? С детства я писал только карандашом. From my childhood, I have written like this with pencil only. Каждый день я писал 2 страницы. Every day I wrote 2 pages. А мама помогала мне писать быстро, но красиво. And mother also helped me to write quickly but beautifully. Мама разрешила мне писать ручкой. Mother also allowed me to write with the pen. Когда мне исполнилось 10 лет, when I became 10 years old, mother also allowed me to write with a pen. С кем разговаривает Маша? With whom Masha is talking? Masha разговаривает с бабушкой. Masha is talking with grandmother. Masha позвонила ей поздравить. So with this dialogue, we have understood the nuances of the Russian grammar. Now let's analyze this dialogue. What kind of construction of sentences do we see in that? What kind of nouns, adjectives, etc. So let's pay attention to the dialogue once again. Anton, it's a popular name, a male name in Russia, all we know. Мне нравится твой почерк. Мне нравится. Кому нравится? Мне. So it's a construction of дательный. Твой почерк. Your handwriting. Спасибо, Борис. Thank you, Boris. Как ты научился так красиво писать? How did you learn? So we have this construction of научиться in the past tense form, научился for ты, singular in past tense. Как красиво писать. С детства, from childhood. Я писал только карандашом. Писать, the verb has been conjugated in the form of past tense singular for masculine я. Я писал только карандашом. Каждый день я писал 2 страницы. Every day I wrote 2 pages. So as we have done modules on the genitive case, одна страница, 2 страницы. So this is the basic concept. How do we follow the counting if we have the nouns of feminine gender like страница. So каждый день я писал 2 страницы. Had it been book, каждый день я читал 2 книги. So like this you can also change the gender of the nouns. А мама помогала мне писать быстро, но красиво. And mother helped me to write quickly but beautifully. So here the expression is Mama Pamagala. So Pamagach, we have used the construction Pamagala in the past tense form for feminine gender. Mama Pamagala kamu minie. Pamagach kamu. Pamagach kamu dative. So minie. So I changes into minie. Pisach buistra. No красиво. Mama разрешила мне писать ручкой. Here we have the beautiful construction of dative as well as творительный падеж. How? Mama разрешила мне. Кому разрешила? Мне разрешила делать что? Делать писать. To do writing. So писать is to write, and none, whenever we have the verb писать with something or some instrument, the case is known as instrumental. So ruchka changes into ruchkai. Pisach chem ruchkai, because ruchka is a singular noun for feminine gender. So it changes into ruchkai. Когда мне исполнилось 10 лет, when I completed 10 years. So when I became 10 years old, mother allowed me to, or mother permitted me to write with a pen. So here in this dialogue we have learned a lot of new constructions of the sentences. We have gone through various aspects of the Russian grammar. We have seen construction belonging to dative, instrumental, etc. And we have also seen the usage of the verb conjugations in past tense. I hope the concept is clear to you all. Now we shall go ahead and look at a few more dialogues. So let's have some questions first. С кем разговаривает Masha? Masha разговаривает с бабушкой. As we already know the constructions and the rules of the творительный, here we have the question с кем and then the verb разговаривать in a conjugated form for Masha, which is a popular name for females in Russia. С кем разговаривает Masha? Masha разговаривает с бабушкой. So бабушка, singular noun for feminine gender, changes into с бабушкой as per the rules of the requirement for творительный. Then the second one is Masha позвонила. Позвонить, we all know, means to call, and the verb позвонить is being used in the dative. Позвонить кому? Masha позвонила ей поздравить с Новым годом. So Masha called her to wish Happy New Year. So if you remember, in the previous modules we have discussed about what kind of expressions we can use to wish somebody a Happy New Year or Merry Christmas or Happy Birthday. So all these three constructions we widely use in творительный. So likewise we have used Masha позвонила ей поздравить с Новым годом. Then с кем мама идет на рынок? С кем мама идет на рынок? Suppose if you want to use the noun брат, then с братом мама идет на рынок. If you want to use any other noun depending upon the gender as per the rules and the requirement of the творительный, it shall be used in a changed form. So I hope the concept is clear to you all. Now let's go ahead and pay attention to the answer of the question. Mama идет на рынок с дочерью. So here we have another noun, дочь, changes into с дочерью as per the requirements for the творительный. Вечером они ждут гостей. So кого они ждут? Они ждут гостей. Когда они ждут гостей? Вечером. So these kind of questions you can easily make out from these sentences. Now we will be taking a list of different nouns depending upon their gender as well, and we shall change them to the requirement of the nouns endings in творительный. So the question would be кто, and in творительный the question is кем. So the words are программист, товарищ, муж, водитель, Андрей. Программист changes into программистом, товарищ changes into товарищем, Muž changes into mужем, водитель changes into водителем, Андрей changes into Сандреем, карандаш changes into карандашом, нож changes into ножом, портфель changes into портфелем, and топор changes into топором. So, like this, you can also change many other nouns depending upon their gender and use them accordingly. However, largely in this particular case, we have used the nouns of masculine gender. Now, let's go ahead and pay attention to a few new exercises with the help of a dialogue. С днем рождения, Машенька! Спасибо, тетя Анна! Я рада, что вы приехали на мой день рождения. Вот тебе подарок. Мы с дядей купили тебе красное платье. Ой, так красиво! Спасибо вам большое! А где дядя? Дядя не придет? Он придет с работы позже. А как приехали? Я приехала автобусом. Чем пишут ученики младших классов? Они пишут карандашом, когда они начинают писать ручкой. Они читают писать ручкой с 5 класса. Привет, девушки! Вы поедете на экскурсию с Сашей и Аркадием? Да, с ними будет весело. Где стоял преподаватель? Он стоял между столом и доской. Now, after reading all these constructions, let's pay attention to the dialogue first. With the help of translation in English, we can understand the dialogue and then we do the analysis. Then we will look at the rest of the sentences. As we already know, the construction which we use in the Tvarichalni Padyash is with the usage of s. To wish somebody like Dnam Rajhdenia, etc., we use this construction. So the dialogue starts with Dnam Rajhdenia Mashenka. As we already know, there is a word, a very popular female name in Russia, Masha, with affinity or close proximity. We use the word Masha as Mashenka. Dnam Rajhdenia Mashenka. Happy birthday, Masha. Спасибо, тетя Анна. Thank you, Aunt Anna. Я рада, что вы приехали на мой день рождения. I am glad that you came to my birthday. Вот тебе подарок. And here's your gift. Мы с дядей купили тебе красное платье. I, with your uncle, bought you this red clothes. Ой, так красиво! Спасибо вам большое! Oh, that's very beautiful! Thank you very much! А где дядя? Он не приедет? And where is he? Where is uncle? Is he not coming? Он приедет с работы позже. He will come from the work later. А как вы приехали? And how did you come? Я приехала автобусом. I came from the bus. I came by bus. So in this particular dialogue, we have came across many constructions of the instrumental case as well as other constructions of the sentences belonging to other cases which we have learned in the previous modules. Now let's pay attention to these different words, verbs and expressions which we have used in the dialogue. Let's go back to the beginning of the dialogue. So the first dialogue is Dnam Rajhdenia Mashenka. Happy birthday, Mashenka. Mashenka is Masha only, but in a fashion that how Russians actually call somebody who is very close to them with this style. So Masha changes into Mashenka. Спасибо, тетя Анна. Thank you, Aunt Anna. Я рада, что вы приехали на мой день рождения. Suppose if we want to use a masculine gender noun in place of Masha, suppose Anton, so we would have used Ya Rad. So likewise, as per the requirement of the gender, Rad changes. For male it is Ya Rad, for female it is Ya Rada, and if it is plural, Mui Rad. Что вы приехали на мой день рождения? Приехать means to arrive. In past form, приехали. Вы приехали. Вот тебе подарок. Кому подарок? Again, it's a construction which we use in the dative. Кому подарок? Тебе подарок. Мне подарок. Вам подарок. Like this. Мы с дядей купили тебе красное платье. Я, it means, мы means we, с дядей, along with your uncle. Dyaja changes into dyaje as per the requirement of the Tvarichelny while using с. Дядей купили тебе красное платье. Ой, так красиво. Ой, it's an expression which we use in Russian to signify or to indicate exclamation. Wow, like this. Так красиво. Спасибо вам большое. Thank you very much. Где дядя and where is uncle? So here again we have used the expression где to indicate where. Дядя не приедет. Right now uncle will not come. Он приедет с работы позже. He will come from work later. So with this you can understand the usage of some of the verbs of the gлаголи движения or the verbs of motion. Приехать, приедет in the past form, in the present tense form, and now the expression to come late from the verb is приехать с работы позже. Как вы приехали and how did you come? Я приехала автобусом. I came by bus. So like this you have understood the usage of dative. You have also seen construction of the instrumental case. You have also came across a few construction of sentences while using verbs of motion in conjugated forms. So I hope with this you can also make your own dialogues and you can change the names of people who have been used in the dialogue. You can also change the gender of the nouns required in this dialogue and make your own dialogue. It would be very fruitful for you in order to understand the nuances of the Russian language easily. Now we shall understand the meaning of the rest of the sentences which we have used in this particular module. Чем пишут ученики младших классов? Они пишут карандашом. With what the students of junior class writing? Они пишут карандашом. They are writing with pencil. Когда они начинают писать ручкой? When do they will start writing with a pen? Они начинают писать ручкой с 5 класса. They will start writing with pen from 5th standard or 5th class. Привет, девушки. Вы поедете на экскурсию с Сашей и Аркадием? So we are using the colloquial usage of Russian language. Привет, which means hello. Девушки means girls. Вы поедете на экскурсию. Are you going on the excursion? So excursion is excursia. Na excursiu with Sasha changes into Sashay and Arkady changes into Arkadium as per the requirement of the Tvarichelny. Да, мы поедем с ними. Да, с ними будет весело поехать. Yes, going with them would be interesting, would be very nice. Где стоял преподаватель? Where the professor is standing. Он стоял между столом и доской. He is standing in between the table and the board, blackboard. So here again you have came across the constructions where we are using the Tvarichalni Padesh, indicating with the help of the word mezhdu. So like this you can also make your own sentences and small dialogues. Now let's go ahead and pay attention to a few new words. Let's have a few words of the neuter gender and we will see and they are being changed to the Tvarichalni. Что – слово, чем – словом, яйца – яйцем, молоко – молоком, варенье – вареньем, печенье – печеньем. So like this you can see the difference between the endings of the nouns in nominative, how they are being changed into instrumental. Now since we have already understood many nuances of the Tvarichalni, let's take a few more dialogues. Алиса, ты уже поела? Да, я взяла блины с вареньем и яблочный сок. Я, наверное, возьму пироги с яйцем и апельсиновый сок. Here it is a very interesting dialogue between Alisa, and this is a very interesting dialogue between Alisa and her friend. Alisa is a popular name, means Alice in English. Alisa, ты уже поела? Have you already eaten? Да, я взяла блины с вареньем и яблочный сок. Yes, I took pancakes with jam and apple juice. Да, наверное. Возьму пироги с яйцем и апельсиновый сок. Yeah, I would take pastry. I would take пироги with egg and orange juice. Сегодня на уроке мы будем составлять предложение со словом шкатулка. Ты уже написала, Даша? Да, шкатулка – это традиционный русский сувенир, где летали птицы. Птицы летали на дерево. So here in this dialogue we have seen the dialogue between Alisa and her friend talking about certain food items with the construction of Tvarichalni. Let's see how the ending of certain nouns are ending. Let's go back to the dialogue. Я взяла, I took, блины с вареньем. Варенье changes into с вареньем и яблочный сок in the nominative form only. Яблочный сок means apple juice. Я, наверное, возьму пироги с яйцем. So here the friend is saying, I will take пироги, a traditional Russian food, with eggs, яйцем, и апельсиновый сок, and apple juice, and orange juice. So like this, you can also make constructions depending upon the food items which you eat. Сегодня на уроке мы будем составлять предложение со словом шкатулка. Шкатулка is a traditional Russian souvenir, kind of a box where traditional Russian art is done on the box. Да, шкатулка – это традиционный русский сувенир. So traditional Russian souvenir is known as шкатулка. Okay, now let's go ahead and pay attention to a few new words and expressions. Где стоял молодой человек? Молодой человек стоял перед окном. Дмитрий, с кем ты ходил на стадион? С Алексеем. Ты обычно ходишь туда с ним? Да, обычно с ним, и иногда Павлом. Here you can see certain important popular names for Russian males: Dmitry, Alexei, and Pavel. How do we change these names if we are using them in certain constructions in Tvarichalni? Dmitry, с кем ты ходил? Dmitry, с кем ты ходил на стадион? So, Dmitry, with whom did you go to stadium? С Алексеем, with Alexei. So, Alexei changes into с Алексеем, with Alexei in Tvarichalni would be с Алексеем. Ты обычно ходишь туда с ним? Did you often go with him there. Da обычно с ним, а иногда Павлом. Da обычно с ним, а иногда с Павлом. Yes, normally with him and sometimes with Pavel. So here snim, it is indicated to the name Alexei, which changes it to Alexiem when we use the expression of with. And for Pavel also, whenever we use the expression with s, changes into Pavlom. Nadja, с кем ты так долго разговаривала по телефону? Nadja, with whom did you talk on the telephone? Sirai. Sirai. So here the word is ira, which changes into Sirai. Ты же разговаривала с ней час назад. But you have already talked to her 1 hour ago. Да, мама, но надо было что-то узнать. Yes, mother, but I wanted to know something. So here with certain constructions of the dialogues, we have tried so that you can understand certain constructions of the Tvarichelny, like scam, spavlai, sirai, Alexiem, Santonam, Smamai, Smashre, etc. So like this you can also change the genders of the nouns and use in these kind of dialogues, and also pay attention to the conjugation of the verbs which we have used in this dialogue. Now let's go ahead and pay attention to the rest of the dialogue. Natasha, ты хочешь пойти со мной на выставку? Natasha, would you like to go to the exhibition with me? So with me, the expression is со мной. Please pay attention to the pronunciation as well. Whenever we are using with me in Russian would be со мной. Со мной на выставку. Куда со мной? На выставку. So выставка changes into выставку. На какую и когда? На какую is basically for выставка. И когда, and when. To which exhibition and when. На фотовыставку в пятницу. The answer is to the exhibition, the photo exhibition on Friday. Хорошо, спасибо. Thank you. Хорошо means good. So, хорошо also signifies that when you agree to something, you say хорошо, which means yes. But normally, if we literally translate хорошо, it means good. Спасибо. So here, with the help of these kind of constructions, you have seen that how different kind of nouns are changed as per the requirement of the Tvarichelny. We also came across many important famous names in Russian, such as Anton, Pavel, Nasha, Nadya, Masha, etc. So like this, we can also use all of them in our own text, in our own dialogues, in our own passages, so that we can talk to our family and friends and understand the nuances of Russian very easily. In the upcoming module, we will also be discussing with the help of certain dialogues about the nuances of various other cases in Russian, but we would also be focusing on the Tvarichelny Padyesh. I hope you all enjoyed this module. We shall be discussing more about Russian grammar soon. Thank you.